Alrighty.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Emma's Videos. And this is a bit of a different environment than you're used to seeing us in. Dad and I came up with the genius idea to start a weekly sit down, kind of just an update on what's going on in the gun world.
Kind of like a podcast, but not. But kind of like a podcast.
Yeah, kind of. We don't want to call it a podcast because everyone does podcasts, but it's a podcast. No, realistically, we always have opinions on the new stuff that's coming out, and we always have new things that we're talking about when we're sitting down in the garage, and we figured why not film it and put it out there for the world to see. So that's what this is. This is episode 1 of many to come, and it is hot as shit.
It is.
But we're doing it because we're already out here. We're filming another video.
So it was quiet. It was nice. Kind of a cool backdrop. Kind of sets the tone of what we're trying to do. So yeah, here we are. Episode 1.
Yeah, we are in the middle of BLM land.
Yep.
We have our trusty new target stand.
Yep.
Haven't come up with a name for him yet, but he looks like a robot.
Does. I like Johnny 5.
Johnny 5.
Yeah. Johnny 5. Oh, you'll see him later.
Yeah.
So yeah, circumstances have changed through the last couple years where I'm not working in a gun retail environment. I do sell guns at my work, but that's not the main focus of my job. And so I don't have the same access to the firearms that I had when I worked directly in American Gun Works and Cobra Tactical and Turner's and things like that, where I had access to guns all day long. And now, I work at Bi-Mart. I don't think I've ever actually said that, but I manage the Bi-Mart in Emmett, Idaho. I'm not the manager, I'm one of the managers. And we sell firearms there. I can special order stuff, but it's not like, oh, hey, we got this in. I'm going to take it and go try it out and film some stuff about it and talk about it. Don't have that access anymore. So now when a new gun comes out, I have to either find somebody who has one and then I can do a review with theirs, or I have to go buy it. And with everything that's happened over the last year with, building the house and moving to Idaho, and there's just been, some struggles along the way with, car accidents and people getting sick and getting hurt in a car accident. And it's just hasn't been a lot of extra funds to just go out and buy every gun that comes out. So I have not bought a single gun this entire year. And that's the first time
up until yesterday.
Up until 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Was it 2 days ago?
No. Well, we went to Shields yesterday, right? No, we went to Shields the day before. And then we took it out yesterday.
Yeah. So I made an impulse decision, and the gun that I've been wanting, which is the new SIG P211 GTO, online it said they didn't have them, so I placed a special order for my work, and I figured it would take a little while to come in. And when I walked into Shields, they had one. And I was like, damn it. Gotta buy it. Like, that's where I was at. And I made the decision to buy it. Now, since we're just talking, I used an account that my wife did not like that I used because I didn't want to put it on a credit card. If I would have got the Shields card, then maybe I would have put it on that card because then
Hold on, what stopped?
What?
One of them stopped.
Device overheated.
It's probably going to happen with this one too.
It's because it's sitting in the sun.
Yep.
So yeah, we're overheating our cameras out here in this 95-degree weather. So yeah, I'm just going to turn this one into the shade for a minute.
I have a feeling that mine is also going to give up here in a second. The DJIs are the only ones that really do this.
Yeah,
but
this is not stable. There's nowhere to set it in this. There we go. All right, so we're just going to put that there for a minute. So anyways, I used an account. My wife wasn't happy about it. It caused kind of an argument. It's my fault. I own it. I didn't respect her wishes, and so she got pissed. Can't really be mad at her for being mad because she asked me not to do something, and I did it anyways. So, from the older, more responsible, senior member of the family, don't disrespect your wives. If they ask you not to do something, just don't do it. because now it's a whole thing, and now she's always going to resent this gun because of my stupid choices. It is. I don't know if this is even going to make it in the podcast-ish type thing. It probably will, because this is kind of the whole point of it. But
yeah, it's kind of uncut.
Yeah,
the whole point of everything that we're doing here.
So I was a dumbass, and now my wife's mad at me.
But that's okay. She'll be unmad at you.
I'm sure she will in time. It's not like, you know, I did anything too terribly wrong, except I went against her wishes, which is why she's mad.
On to bigger and better things. This week, we picked up the P211, like you said, and the objective is the whole reason we're out here. We're gonna shoot it and put a video out on it.
Yeah.
But we wanted to talk about why he was so desperate to get the P211.
Desperate, great word. I really like 2011s. I love 1911s. I have for my entire life. And
Damn, look at that big boy.
yeah, he is a big old boy. So I've always liked 1911s. And then when the 2011s started coming around and just 9mm, double the capacity, I was like, man, this is really, really cool. So I got a staccato P and, you know, put some optic on it, put a light on it, got a bunch of mags, holsters, and loved it. Great shooting gun. Couldn't say anything bad about it. I loved it. But then my boss had an XC and I shot that one, and that was a mistake, because now I didn't want the P, I wanted the XC. And I just didn't have $4,500 in the budget, so I never bought one. And it was coming up. That was going to be my next purchase, was the XC. I've just been kind of waiting to get that one. Because the Nighthawk, the Sandhawk, is just out of my price range. I am not balling like that. One day I will get one, but
That's the goal.
that is the goal. And there's a lot of good 2011s out there. The Atlas, there's the TTIs, there's all these great guns. You know, inside note, I don't know if you guys have heard this yet, but why am I drawing a blank on the name? Les Baer is coming out with the 2011.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah. And when I was talking to Les at SHOT Show, he said, hit me up, maybe come out and test it. And I'm like, yeah, that would be cool.
I remember stopping at the Les Baer booth.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
So that reminds me, I need to follow up on that. But because it has been, you know, what is it? Almost September now? Yeah, September 1st.
9 months.
Yeah. So it's been, yeah. There goes yours.
Yep, there goes
Second
the other
camera
one.
dropped out. Well, we still got you.
It is what it is. We'll make it work.
So yeah, you can hear somebody shooting in the background. Okay, so 2011s. I have a love for 2011s. Staccato's been great. I want the XC. And then all of a sudden, I'm scrolling through the internet, YouTube, and I see Honest Outlaw. Chris is like, 2011? SIG? Well, I know he doesn't have the fondest reputation with SIG, so I was like, I gotta watch this, because he doesn't normally do SIG reviews because they don't send him guns, because he's honest. And I watched it, and he's like, so I'm not gonna go into his video, but he basically said, look, they sent me this knowing that I'm not going to give it any favoritism or anything like that. I'm gonna tell it how it is.
He's going to approach it with an unbiased opinion.
And he dropped the gun. He dropped it on its nose, broke his X300, dropped it like 5 times on concrete from 6 feet up, and it never went off. And he's like, I think it's drop safe. And he's like, Series 80 trigger, it's proven to be drop safe. All right, he shot it, and he goes, it's just as fast as anything else. And I was like, all right, I respect his opinion enough to where I'm not going to even shoot it before I buy it. I'm just going to buy it because I'm a SIG fan. I like SIGs, and I like 2011s. And then kind of a
Big ass wasp.
yeah, kind of another cool thing about it is it uses the 320 mags, which I already have a bunch of 320 mags and 21 rounds and things like that. And I'm like, well, that's cool. I don't have to go and buy a bunch more mags. So I did a thing, bought the gun. We took it to the range, our little makeshift range the next day, and because I was completely overexcited to go out and shoot it, I didn't bring half the crap I needed, so we kind of wasted our time, but we didn't because we still got to shoot it. But now we're here today to actually shoot it proper, give it a good test run. But when we were setting up, we're like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the first podcast. We're here. It's nice out. It's a little too hot, but here we are. What do you got? That's the 2011 story.
Well, it is Monday, September 1st. I feel like this is the perfect day to film this, so I guess it kind of worked out. Man, it's just, as much as life has sucked for me personally recently, life is good right now. You know? There's always a way to have a positive outlook on everything, and that's something that I take into every day. So I'm out here hanging out. Oh, it's not turning off. I'm out here hanging out with my dad, shooting guns, off-roading.
Yeah.
There's nothing to complain about right now. So with that being said, I think I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. You know, this is the kind of things where this is my chance to do my updates and people will listen.
Yeah.
Instead of me doing my little videos where I do updates, I can just do it in this.
Mm-hmm. And we're doing this weekly.
Yeah. Truck's finally back to normal. Sort of, except for the rattle in the dash now, which really ticked me off yesterday.
Well,
But
it could be all those things that you don't even have put back in yet, you know, like your hood latch and all kinds of stuff.
no, the only thing that's not hooked back up is the hood latch.
Okay, I thought I saw a couple of the wires hanging out of there, but...
No, and then there's that one plastic trim piece where I took the front and rear camera button out. I just need to put the little cap in, but there's nothing rattling there.
Yeah.
But it's actually the Sony stereo that's rattling. If you push on it, it stops rattling, and it never rattled before. So when it got taken out and put back in, something must have got knocked loose, and I thought I tightened all the screws, but I'm gonna have to pull it out and check it again. Because we were on a washboard road yesterday, not fun. Like really bad washboard, not fun.
Shaking the bed off the truck, kind of bad.
Yeah. You know, phone was bouncing off of the magnetic mounts, which it's never done that before. It's a strong magnet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just, yeah. Anyways, it was just the whole time, and I'm just going nuts.
Listening to this rattle.
Yeah.
This plastic rattle.
So yeah, there's that. The Suburban is getting repaired. It's at the repair shop. So they said it takes about 10 days. It's been there a week. I think, yeah, it's been there a week. So hopefully another week and we'll get it back. It'll be fixed and we can just put that chapter to bed. Tahoe, kind of done fighting. I got some more money from them. Still not where I think it should be. But it's been 3 months of fighting with them over it. And I'm just kind of tired of fighting. Like, yeah, there's still more money on the table. But at some point, you just have to say enough is enough. And if I fought and got another $1,000, I mean, yeah, that's $1,000. It's a lot of money. But
how much was your effort worth compared to how much you're getting in return?
Just kind of over it, you know. Stephanie's way over it. She's like, at this point, I'm done. I don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so I'm probably just going to let that go. Didn't quite get the 71 that I thought it was worth based off of what they're selling for with the amount of miles it had, but got close. Still a couple grand off. But anyways, I'm going to just put that to bed, leave it alone, get the Suburban back. Yeah. Corolla, still waiting on the clutch, but hopefully soon. We are going to film a part 4 to the engine rebuild here. Or the Corolla rebuild. Maybe tonight, just depends on...
We got to get the crank pulley off, which is that's the big...
I have a tool for that.
Yeah, we got to get the crank pulley off, and then we got to pull off the front, you know, timing belt cover and...
Timing belt, water pump.
Yeah, because once all that comes off, then we take the valve covers off and we get the head removed.
Yep.
And that's where we'll stop, probably, is after we get the head removed.
Yeah, because then if I take the head off, I have to do gaskets and stuff like that.
Which we were planning on doing.
That means I'm doing ARP stud. That means at that point I might as well just turbo it, so...
Yeah. We'll get the head stripped down and we'll decide from there if we're taking the head off to replace the gaskets. They replaced the head gasket, which I think we should replace anyway,
I think
regardless
so
if we
too.
turbo. But
But
that's
just
where we're
want
at with
turbo.
that. Yeah. But
Oh.
I mean, realistically, what would it cost to get the turbo kit going? You know?
I mean, $2,500, $3,000.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money.
it is. But we dropped $1,500 on the clutch.
Way to be reasonable and logic-based decisions. To me, I honestly,
You just want to spend the money to get everything we want done.
I do. I just want to buy everything and just be done, and then just put it back together and then enjoy it. I don't want to do the responsible thing, which is buy it when I can afford it. Buy it, save up, buy a piece. Save up, buy a piece. That's not my strong suit. I will openly admit I like to spend money. And I don't always have the money to spend, so then I use a credit card or something, and that's not good financial decisions.
But you get what you want right now.
But that's exactly it. You get what you want in the moment. And I want the bed rack for this, and I want the deck box so I can keep all my gear in the truck so that I don't have to load it every time I go out. I want those, but those two items are $4,000. Like, that's $4,000. That's the turbo kit. So I just don't buy anything until I have the money, until a stupid SIG P211 GTO comes along and I spend the money.
So if we're being real, what would be the next gun that isn't a staccato? Like, what gun would have to drop for you to spend another amount of money like you did on the SIG here? Like, is there another gun that you're like, if that dropped right now, I'd have to go buy it?
I don't know.
Maybe like a Walther 2011.
Oh, yes, that would be one. That right there. If they did a PDP version of a 2011,
That'd be pretty cool.
that'd be dope. But the PDP is already so good on its own.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to make a 2011 because their PDP is so good.
Yeah, that'd just be, fanfare. That'd be.
Yeah, I don't see them ever doing it, but two, they don't need to, in my opinion. They don't need to make a 2011. That's not their space.
But if they did,
I'd buy it.
Go like that.
I'd buy it.
Yep.
And my love for Walthers comes from every single one I've owned has worked flawlessly. They are comfortable in my hand. They have good capacity. They're easy to take apart and clean. Just all around, they're just a good gun. And so for me, I love them. And then they've got the variants. They've got the steel frames. They've got their competition models. They did come out with a comp PDP, so I should probably go get that one. Not right now, but yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of the PPQ, the Q5s, the Q4s, the PDPs, PDPFs. I like those guns a lot, and that's why I own so many of them, because they never let me down. I love the SIGs, the 226s, the 229, not a big fan of the 2022. It was okay. Not a big fan. They made it to compete with the Glock. Like, in my opinion, it was a polymer frame, inexpensive, like in that kind of market. Nothing wrong with it. Just didn't hold up to the standards that I was used to with SIG. But it never failed on me. It never malfunctioned. But yeah, the 226, I mean, come on, it's a classic. The 211, I'm hoping it continues to be super reliable and super accurate, super fast, and it becomes one of my favorite guns to shoot, because it better be for how much trouble I got in. And I don't know, right now, if you were to spout off, just name two guns that I'm like looking to buy, and there's only two. There's the Staccato XC and the Nighthawk Sandhawk. Those are the next two guns that I want in my collection.
Both 2011s.
Both 2011s. Because I have all my carry guns that I carry that I'm happy with.
I mean, you basically exclusively carry the Legion now.
Yeah. 365 AXG Legion is my main carry gun.
Which we have a video up, a short of him railing that thing, and it stayed about as flat as a piece of paper. Like, It didn't move. That thing's nuts.
I've had all the sizes of 365s, all the different variations. You know, you've seen the Fuse, you've seen the macros, the XLs, the standards, I've had them all. And they've all been fine. They all work great. I've never had any real issues with any of them. But that AXG Legion just shoots so much flatter than the others. And it's the extra weight in the grip. It's the comp on the end. It's just everything about it. It's just, it's really, really good. For me, I love it. So yeah, I don't see myself getting anything else. I wouldn't mind a Glock 48. I'm not a big Glock fan, everybody knows that, but the 48 would be a good backup gun because it's got that 4-inch sized barrel, you know, still the thin line, just full, a little bit larger grip. Because I got big old hands, it's hard to hold those tiny little guns. You know, the Shield comp, that one I haven't shot yet. I think that'd be a cool one I'd like to try. But I don't think, just because I'm so biased towards the SIG, that I would actually prefer it. But I have to shoot it to find out. If it shoots better, I'm gonna be like, oh, well, I guess I got a new carry gun. Yeah. There's some CZs out there that are pretty cool. I haven't got a Shadow 2 yet. Want one of those.
Looks like a Scorpion.
What
980 rounds per minute?
I want an MP5.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
What are they? 40 grand? Well, if you want to get a real one, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get a clone.
It's semi-auto.
Yeah, no happy
boring.
switch. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of got what I need. There's some rifles I want to get. But
the big one is still finishing the build out for the Christensen.
Yeah.
That's
It's done. It just needs an optic.
It just needs an optic.
The glass for that thing's like $3-4 grand though. So it's like.
Well, did we ever decide? I thought we were going Trijicon.
I wanted to go Trijicon, but now I'm thinking. What was that company that we saw? It was across from Mile High at SHOT Show. And I'm drawing a blank. Zero Tolerance. Was it ZT?
Could have been.
Might have been Zero Tolerance.
I thought it was like Night Force or something like that.
No,
you wanted to go with.
No, Night Force, they pissed me off. So they make great optics. I'm not even gonna lie. Optics are great, but their attitude in their booth just ticked me off. I didn't like it, so I left.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
Customer
service is half of the business.
And this is what the podcast type thing is about. Like, that was one of those things. It's like, I'm literally in the market for a high-end scope. Like, in the market.
Sell me. Don't be a dick.
You know, I was looking at the Attacker 7, ATCR 7. That's what I was going in there with the mindset. Like, that's probably the line I'm going to go, because cost for performance, it's right there. A lot of long-distance shooters are using it, and they're happy with it. And then there's the March, which, more money, but man, that zoom.
Yeah, thinking back to SHOT Show, I do believe it was Zero Tolerance was the company that you were really looking into. And you sat at the booth for a little bit. And this was...
No, Zero Compromise.
Yeah, I think
Zero Compromise. So. I think that's it. ZC. I have their brochure. I just can't, off the top of my head, I'm drawing a blank on the name, but I'm pretty sure it was Zero Compromise. And they had some competitive guys shooting real long distance and winning with their scopes. And they were nice. They took the time. They had a lot of people that were trying to talk to them, and they still took the time to engage and, hey, any questions? Can I help you out with anything?
Multiple people too.
So
it wasn't like one guy dedicating, 15 minutes to talk. It was like, oh, hey, he'd go to other people to have those conversations too. So we appreciate customer service.
Yes, we do.
It makes a difference.
It does. Yep.
Which is why the SIG booth was so cool to see. Because the SIG guys, they were chatting it up with us.
Yeah, it was good to see SIG back out there, but they were out of patches. Man.
Yeah, we got those cool medallions though. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah. But it's like I have my one backpack that I take to SHOT Show every year, and I've only got this much real estate on the back of Velcro for the patches. That's it. And so only the best get on there. And I wanted a SIG patch for that. They didn't have any. I did get a Walther.
No.
I've got the Staccato. I've got some funny ones. just because I think sarcasm is life.
And we always represent.
Yep. So yeah, we're sitting out here, hot as hell.
The wind picks up every once in a while, and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, a little breeze.
But yeah, I think this is a good place to stop.
I think so too.
Episode 1.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Feeling good?
We just talked. And that's kind of the whole point.
Talked about disappointing your wife. And
buying guns.
Buying guns. And fixing on cars. So might as well talk about barbecues real quick. Just end it up.
Yeah, dude. We cooked up, 8 steaks the other night?
Went to Costco. Got the big 4-packs of the ribeyes. They were out of the prime, so we had to go with the choice. But I was like, it's all right. It still dropped. I'm kind of embarrassed to say it. $200 on steak.
Well, it was I think it was $89 for each one of those 4-packs.
Yeah, one was 90 something, one was 80 something. But I gotta admit, they were cooked pretty well.
Yeah.
They were perfect. And because we had so many people over, we decided, instead of just giving everybody a big old steak, I decided to just slice them long ways into strips and made steak strips. That way you can pick if you want a more well done piece or a rare piece. Yeah. You can pick from the edges. And I'm still eating the leftovers.
Yep.
By doing it that way.
2 days, 3 days later.
And yeah, that's how I'm gonna do steaks from now on.
Yeah, when there's a bunch of people, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, yeah, we talked about some barbecues. Now I talked about cars and future cars and.
Oh, future cars we haven't even talked about yet. That's a whole podcast on its own.
Well, just give them a teaser. Top 5, go.
Top 5. Okay, number 1, R32 GTR. As anyone who knows me knows. Number 2, probably a 69 Chevelle. Either that, it's tied between a 69 Chevelle or a 65 fastback Mustang. That's my classic go-to.
Mm-hmm.
I want some kind of truck. The more I think about it, the more I really like the T-Rex as far as modern trucks go. But I also really like the looks of the old school C10s. So that's number 3, some kind of truck. Number 4 is a 89 Grand National.
That's in my top 5 too.
And then number 5 is a tie between the 190 Mercedes and the E30 BMW. It's a tie between one of those two.
That's a good list. I have never been able to lock down a solid top 5 because there's so many cars that I want. And I'm like, oh no, that's definitely it.
Yeah, and then the more I think about it, the more it's like, oh, actually, you know what? Maybe I want to throw a Koenigsegg in there somewhere.
I mean, yeah. Unlimited budget, Koenigsegg's going to be in there. But reality?
Yeah, reality.
Reality, I'm probably never going to own a Koenigsegg. But 95 Ferrari 355 Challenge, that is in my top 5. I will own one. I keep looking at them online, and one of these days it's going to be like...
That's what I do with the R32s. I keep seeing them pop up. I'm like, 35 grand, 40 grand. That's not unreasonable.
Yeah. R32 GTR. I've always loved that car. There's the Grand National, 87. Grand National. I've always loved that car. And then this is where it gets tough, because there's daily driver cars, and then there's
dream cars, right? But we're talking about top 5. The 32 Ford's got to be in there
32
somewhere.
Ford. I want a 1932 Ford convertible with the fenders. I don't want a highboy. And I want it in champagne white with white leather interior.
That's crazy. White on
don't
white?
know why,
That's
but
crazy.
that is how I see it. And I want purple ghost flames. You don't even see them unless you're like, is there flames on that? That's what I want. I don't know why, but that's what I want.
Yep.
And either keep it old school with an old school Ford, or just say the heck with it and throw a Coyote supercharged motor in it, and why not?
A Coyote and a 32 Ford? That'd be crazy.
Yeah. And then there's off-road trucks I want. There's all that kind of stuff. But as far as the top 5 goes, and it's going to be the Plymouth GTX or a Roadrunner, depending, but that style.
Right.
Late 60s, no later than a 71. It's got to be in that late 60s, early 70, Plymouth GTX, but I want to wide body it. I want to slam it. I want to put a.
That's what I would do with, like, if I got a Chevelle.
Yeah.
Like, because I really like the way Chevelles look. Although we saw that Ford Ranchero driving down the road the other day, and that put some ideas in my head. Those things look so good.
Yeah.
I think to a lot of people they probably look funky because they're like, they strangely have a really long bed for the time being, like the time, but like they look good and they're boxy, and I love looking cars, you know. And we saw well, it was probably like a late 60s Ford Ranchero driving down the road, and
that was early 60s probably.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, those things actually, they're kind of under the radar for me until recently. But no, if I took a Chevelle, I'd dump it to the floor, put a big block in there or something. I'd probably throw a blower on it just because, why not?
Yeah.
Put a rocker hood on there.
Yeah. Like top 10 is a little easier because I could be like, I want a General Lee.
Yeah. Well, of course.
You know, I want a General Lee.
70 Dodge Charger, like that's icon.
That is my childhood wrapped into a car right there.
Yeah, you'd probably get a Firebird kit car, right? Like at some point.
No.
No?
No. I love Knight Rider, but I don't want a kit car. As weird as that may sound, I love the show, but I wouldn't want kit. Now, I would take the Firebird from Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, I could see that.
The Trans Am, like, come on.
Yeah, top 10 does make it a little easier. Because then you don't have to decide.
Then it's the El Camino.
Yeah.
You know, because I do love that style. And then the one that it's always in my top 5, and then it gets bumped out by one spot and it comes back is the FC Vert.
Yeah, I was about to say FCRX7.
Because we have the A86, so we can't put that in there because we already have it.
Yeah. Which is crazy to think that, you know, a Toyota Corolla A86 pop-up headlights, that's probably...
Pop-up headlights.
There's a good population of people, especially car guys, that want that as a dream car.
Yeah.
And we got one.
It's a driver's car. That's the way it is underpowered, underperforming, but 50-50 weight ratio, lightweight, high rev engine from the factory. It just danced. Yeah. But it would never do 150 miles an hour, but it would dance around those canyon corners. Super light, super fast. It was just a fun car to drive, which is like the E30 M3.
Right.
Like
just like the
small,
E30. Just like the Miata. You know, like when you talk about a driver's car, people say Miatas because they're small, they're nimble, they're underpowered, but with the driver behind the wheel, it has a whole different personality to it.
Yep. And then you can, take variants of that. Like you take an S2000 and a Miata, they're not that far apart in size, really. I mean, the trunk is, or the hood's a little longer on the S2000, but it's a small little two-seater. And those have a really high rev engine. Yeah. Those things are
redlining at 11,000 RPM.
9,500, I think, is what the factory redline was.
Right, but still, 9,500 on a redline, maxing out at God knows what.
Fun cars to drive. I just never fitted them properly. That's why I never got one.
Yeah, that's what. I mean, a year ago you asked me what top 5 was. S2000 was in there because I love S2000s. I think they're great looking cars.
Oh, they are. They're sexy.
They have the motor that performs. It's a rear wheel drive Honda, which is weird as it is to say, isn't that common. So a rear wheel drive Honda I'll take, especially since I have such an affinity for Hondas. But because I probably will never fit in one, it drove me away. But honestly, I'd probably still buy one. If I had the money to, I'd probably still have one.
Yeah. And then, you gotta give some love to the Porsche life.
Yeah.
The Audi R8, the Acura NSX, the old school, not the new one.
Yeah, like a 97 Honda NSX would be in my top 10.
Anyways, so many cool cars. We can talk cars all day.
Like I said, it could be its own podcast.
So, on that note, welcome to MS Videos, not a podcast.
I like that.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
And now, because we're dying of the heat, we're going to get this target set up over there, get this gun loaded up, and film some content for the next video. And
we'll catch you guys next week.
Get out of this heat. So, Later.
I'm Tim, that's Dad. This is MS Videos.
We out.
We out.